All right, we're live.
We're live
Woo!
after a win. Let's
Yeah.
go.
That's three straight.
That is. I'm
The
feeling pretty
three
good.
three of the most unimpressive wins you'll see, but they're better than
Unimpressive
one.
by the offense.
Yeah, the defense was good. You're right.
Yeah.
The offense
I
has
gotta
been
I gotta defend my boys.
the offense has sputtered
Mm-hmm.
and stammered its way to three wins. I thought they were going to have a better game offensively on Sunday, and they didn't show up in the second half.
No.
Yeah. That was kind of a letdown.
Yeah, it was. It was a letdown kind of a game for a 10-point win. It was really it was very workmanlike. It was very like
Didn't feel safe.
no, it didn't. And especially after, for some inexplicable reason, on a 3rd and 10, B-Flow calls a blitz, which was unnecessary, which led to a 98-yard touchdown
98-yard touchdown.
from a quarterback who's
Not good.
known more for throwing bad passes than touchdown passes.
Yep.
And
I'm gonna
that was kind of,
real quick and get the
Okay.
boys.
but that was a wake up call. That kind of woke up our offense for temporarily, as
Yeah.
we came back and scored right after that.
Because they're like, oh shoot, I have to actually work here.
Yeah, and
Don't
I
think
was
anymore.
that was a positive though, to see them say, "Well, all right, 98-yard touchdown. Okay, that was a mistake."
Do we
Let's
just like not want to put games away? Like, is that like what's the mentality? Because I feel like you're right. It was that's a wake up. We need to actually like get another touchdown. But like, why didn't we just do that any of the other times?
It was just like I said. The first half, the offense was clicking pretty well. Second half, they got nothing going. Our ground game did almost nothing on Sunday. We only had 82 rushing yards.
I will say I do feel like the rushing yards did come pretty crucial moments that were really helpful.
Yeah, the ones we got.
Yep, the ones
But it
we
was a grind. But somebody said Tennessee's got a good rushing defense, which is not wrong. But
I was surprised at the Tennessee's cornerbacks. Holy smokes. I wasn't expecting them to be that good.
their defense is actually pretty darn good. And nobody does because of the record. You
Yeah.
don't think they're that good because of the record, but their defense has kept them in a lot of games.
They were shutting Jefferson down. Like
Yeah.
who was the guy that was on Jefferson? Isn't he a rookie?
Yeah, I think there was. I don't remember who it was, but I think you're right. I think it was a rookie that was on him.
And he was like lights out. And like obviously Justin got some yards, and now he's our number one most receiving yards in the NFL in the first 5 seasons. Woo woo.
Yeah.
But
And he still got games to go.
And he still got games to go. I will say it is nice that, because I did see this on Twitter where someone was like, "Oh, all these other seasons had fewer games," but did Randy Moss started his rookie year. Justin Jefferson did not start for multiple games, and I don't feel like Randy Moss was injured his first 5 years, and so. Like, yes, they had all of these. What am I trying to think of? Yes, they had fewer games, but I feel like if you take it game by game, Justin Jefferson comes out. That's going to be what I look into next week, because I want to see how game by game, how many they played, the top, and just see how many yards they got, because he still has games to go. And he was injured and didn't even play his first year, or he played his first year, but didn't play the first few games of his first year. I think he just is the all-around winner in general.
He is, and everything you said makes a lot of sense, right? I don't think Zim liked. Zim is not big on rookies as it is.
No.
So yeah, it took him some time to get into the flow of the offense.
Yep.
But and now it's even harder for him because everybody they're keying on him. And it should open things up for guys like Addison, and it did on Sunday. He had a nice 47-yard touchdown.
Yeah. I was surprised. I felt like both of them were double teamed, like all the time.
Yeah, like if somebody's got to be open.
Yeah, someone has to be
gotta
open, but they're both double teamed. Like I just felt like they were just like bugs on a, I don't know, fruit flies on a banana.
That's a new one. I've never heard that, but it works. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Like we've got to come up. We're gonna have somebody else is gonna have to step it up on the receiving end to take to take advantage of the attention those two guys are getting. And I don't know who that's going to be.
Are they not like getting Hawkinson in, or is he just being irrelevant? Because I feel like he wasn't.
I think Hawk was only in for 30-some snaps on Sunday.
So they're keeping him out to keep him healthy. Or
yeah, he's probably not in full-on game shape yet. So they're probably easing him back into it.
That's fair. But
somebody's got to step up.
Right. Someone's got to. I mean, Oliver did a pretty good job.
Yeah, then he got hurt. I don't know if there's anything
was
to
it hurt or was it cramps?
Oh yeah, no, you're right. It was cramps. They did say that.
I think that the Vikings should have some Pedialyte bananas or something on those sidelines because too many players went out with cramps. Because Addison was out with cramps. Wasn't there a defensive player who was out with cramps? Like, what are we doing? We're a professional football team.
Pedialyte. There you go.
Pedialyte. If you're listening, which you're not, send some to the Minnesota Vikings.
Get out the Pedialyte.
It works wonders.
They were just cramping. We're talking about the Vikings cramping because Oliver cramped, Addison cramped, and there was at least one defensive player that I remember hearing them talk about. They're out with cramps. And I'm like, what are we doing here, guys?
Need more salt in their diet.
Like, we're professional athletes.
Yeah.
They need to get their dietitian.
Aren't there like nutritional teams?
Yeah, nutritionists.
Like, isn't there like a nutritionist assigned to every team?
Yes. The nutritionist for the Minnesota Vikings needs to step up their game.
That was just very weird.
Yeah. Or does it have to do with like travel?
Yeah, it's that too. But I mean, it's stress, it's sleep quality, it's nutrients. There's a lot that goes into it. It's not just as simple as like, oh, you need more bananas, you need more electrolytes. It's stress can play a factor.
Weather.
I'm not a firm believer of weather causing unless it's like incredibly hot.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Like, was it humid down there?
Well, I guess what was the temperature in Tennessee? I don't know.
Not as cold as Minnesota. But they haven't been in Minnesota for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's fair. They live here.
That's fair.
But regardless, we come through. We somehow navigate that game.
Yep.
These last few, I just feel like haven't been fun wins.
They've been struggles.
But at the end, these are the games we're supposed to win, and
we're winning
them.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
This is I think the first stretch was a test because they were home games but against hard teams. This stretch is a test because they're away games and it's 3 in a row against teams that aren't bad. Like,
well, we've only had one true home game in our last 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
I'm nervous to go into next week with another away game against a division rival who is going to be all kinds of heated and salty.
Yeah, I'll talk about that later. Yeah, we didn't do, as I said, we didn't do much on offense. We were benefited from 91 yards and penalties in that game.
Yeah. Okay. Did you watch the Addison one?
Yeah.
Obviously it wasn't like targeting, but wasn't it a defenseless player?
It looked like he launched. Yeah, it looked like it did look like I see where I actually as soon as it happened, I knew they were going to throw those flags because it looked like he launched into Addison and somebody said, "Well, you got his shoulder and he caught him under the chin and I don't know if I make that call." Well, it was close enough.
I just thought, like, what's the defenseless player rule? Because I thought that you couldn't hit them if they were like defenseless, haha, but like not paying attention to the player because they're going for the ball or something.
Yeah, it's something to that effect.
Is.
Honestly, I don't like the defenseless player rule all that much. I think they're way too strict with it. I think it's hard for a defensive back who's going in to knock the ball away to pull up at the last minute and not make a hit like that.
I think it's they're too much in the gray on it. Like it's not enough black and white of this is what it is and this is what it isn't. Because like that one on Addison, I could see, okay, I can see the argument for a defenseless player, but is it just the fact that they have to be in the air and flip in order for the flag to be thrown and it be called?
It seems like if they're in the air and without the ball in their hands and you get hit, it's defenseless player.
I find it they're really inconsistent about it.
I don't disagree.
Because there's somewhere it's like on Addison, I'm like, that should be a defenseless player because he's up in the air and he's not making a play on the ball. He's going in for a hit and using the hit to dislodge it, rather than going in to knock the ball away with a punch or something, for example.
See, and that's where my problem is. You should be allowed to, if you have to use your shoulder to knock the ball out, if the receiver has the ball in his hands, you should be allowed to do that.
Right.
But they don't allow it anymore. You're not allowed to do that.
Yep.
Because they're protecting, they're trying to protect the athletes. But at the same time, it's hard to as a defender in the heat of the moment, to not do that. If that feels like your only way you're going to knock that ball out, you were too far away to get it with your hands or to bat it away. So the only way you're going to get that ball dislodged is to go out and hit the guy and hope he drops it. And then they call a defenseless player because he's in the air with the ball. I don't get that.
Yeah.
I don't get that. Defenseless is if the ball is long gone and he's in the air and then you get hit, yeah. But if that ball's still in the fingertips of the player and he gets hit with a shoulder while he's in the air, I'm sorry, that should be clean. That should be
I can see that.
A PBU, no problem. But that's not the league anymore. They don't like hard hitting anymore. They don't want guys to get hit like that.
They don't like hospital balls.
Well, they took it out of baseball too. Now you actually have to touch the bag on a double play, and the runner isn't allowed to do anything.
Yeah. Yep.
I love watching the replays on that where they just overrun the bag or they're running 6 feet away from the bag to run into the player.
The neighborhood plays got oh man, those old DP breakups.
Yep.
As we bring baseball into this discussion in mid-November somehow. Dan's
going through withdrawals.
Dan.
I've got a kid in travel, so we're still doing baseball.
We need to pick our stars. I think it's time.
Yep.
I think it sounds good.
We've dragged this out long enough, as long as that game dragged out on Sunday. All right, Cora, who's your first star?
I'm going to go with Pat Jones.
He's on my list too. All right, cool.
5 tackles, 5 QB hits, 3 tackles for loss, and 2 sacks. He had a great game. It was awesome.
He was one of my favorite draft picks when they got him.
Love it. He's up for contract extension coming up soon.
Well, he's going to earn
Next
one.
year. So we'll see. I don't know. I think one of the articles I read that they think he might be auditioning for a new team with all of the awesome people we have on this one. So I hope we keep him though, because he's been a little quiet. So I'm really glad that he jumped out and had that was a great game.
Yeah, it took him a little time to develop, but he's coming along. Like I said, when they drafted him, I thought, "Oh, this guy's a steal at the back end of this draft." And at first, it made me look bad when I said that, but he's come on. His name is there, and he's contributing. But you're right. It may be a numbers game, and he may just move on. Let's hope not.
I hope not. We have enough in the salary, or we have enough in the cap.
Yep.
Enough room, so hopefully.
But I like your pick.
Thank you.
All right, Dan, who do you got?
Van Ginkel.
Oh.
Yeah, he's on my list too.
Yep, 8 tackles, new personal best for him in a single game.
He was so good.
2 sacks. He played lights out. I love the interview afterwards. He took the opportunity. He's given the opportunity, and he's taking the advantage of what's given to him.
And he'd been quiet lately, so that was nice to see him have a really
strong game. I choose him for X Factor like 2 weeks in a row, and he does nothing. And then now I don't choose him, and he does something.
And I honestly thought you had him again this week. I forgot that you didn't take him. I thought, well, the X Factor is an easy one this week.
Yeah.
And then I noticed you did not have him.
I didn't take him.
The X Factor is not an easy one again this week.
No, but I think I have a winner for that. But we're not there yet. Well, I could stay with the defense, who was really good on Sunday. Again, aside from a 3rd and 10 blitz that should never have happened.
Yeah.
But that's on Flores.
And I think I will. I think I'm going to make it a clean sweep with the defense. I have a couple of offensive guys.
I had 2 offensive guys on mine, but
Grenard, 5 tackles, 4 solos, tackle for loss. Once again, another great addition to this defense. Picked up off a scrap heap. He's been very steady, very consistent. Just a really good performance. The defense as a whole was great. Again, 1 play. That's it. 1 play was the
one play was painful.
And JJ is always there. He had a great game. And Darnold came back strong. But, yeah, this was a game for the defense. And I think a clean sweep for our stars of the game with Cora's favorite side of the ball, the defense.
The defense. Love it.
And now for the X Factor performances of the week. None of us did a great job this week.
No.
Cora had Mr. Pace, who had 4 tackles.
Yeah. He had 4. That's it. He had a couple almosts.
Yep.
He almost got a sack.
Couple of arm tackles.
He was there,
guys.
He was. You saw 0 jump in.
Hawk Dan, he did not help you. He had 13 yards and 2 grabs.
Yep.
He did not much.
Oliver had a better game.
Yep. And then my guy, who comes out and gacks an extra point right off the bat. John Parker. Romo he made 2 out of 3, which is standard for the Vikings kickers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he did make a 40-yard field goal that was very necessary when he did. I don't know. I might have to give Cora this one by default with the defensive effort that we put forth this week. I find it very hard to give a guy who missed an extra point the X Factor of the week.
The X Factor.
I almost think if he makes that extra point, I might win by default this week.
Yep. Yeah, I think if he made the extra point, I would have given it to you. But yeah, I think you got to make it. You got to make the extra points.
You have to.
Whoa.
So I think Miss Cora is our winner this week.
Yep.
Her 3rd win, moving her into sole possession of 2nd place.
Let's go.
But yeah, our X Factors this week were not great. I really thought I thought the same thing. I said, dang it, I had Van Ginkel on my list. I could, if I took him, it would have been a runaway.
I know.
Yep.
He was there and nobody took him this week.
Yep. I took him because he burned me the last 2 weeks. Didn't do anything.
I was sitting there and I was so confident Pace was going to have a day. And I was so wrong.
But everybody else had a day. Like, that was the thing. The defense had a day. And he contributed. He was a solid contributor. He just wasn't that blow you off the map contributor. But he did enough because he didn't miss an extra point.
That's fair. That's fair. He didn't cause anything to... It wasn't his fault they got points.
Right.
Or lost points.
Right.
So... Which is not a great way to win, but a win's a win.
Yep.
That was the theme of Sunday. It's not a great way to win, but it's a win.
Let's go.
So now it's time to pick who we're going to take this week in our matchup in Chicago. And as the winner, Miss Cora, you get to go first. Who do you want this week for your X Factor?
Actually, I don't know. It's between two people. So I'm going to let you guys go. And that will decide who mine is at the end.
But what if we take your guy?
I have 3 written down.
Okay. I always go with...
I have it narrowed down between 2. But...
I always go with 4. So...
Yeah, I'm not taking either one of those. So...
Okay. You guys go.
All right, then I'll go since I have the most wins right now.
Go for it.
Blake Cashman.
Oh.
Yep.
And I know it's hard to take him as an X Factor now, but I have to take him. He's become that X Factor. And this is going to be a game we've got to get into the
X Factor. I think if we can award an X Factor team or X Factor player, it's him.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're going to need him because we got to get into Caleb Williams' head.
Yep.
Because once you get into that kid's head, he starts screwing up. And Cashman's the guy who can get into his head. So I'm going with Blake Cashman this week. That's my pick.
I like it.
I am going with Darnold this week.
You guys didn't pick any of mine.
Nope.
So you are wide open.
Yep.
You take either one.
I have to make a choice. All right. So I'll go with Darnold. I think he's got to take care of the ball. He's got to take care of the ball. He's got to feel the pressure out. And I don't know if we'll get a lot of big plays or big passes past 20 yards against their defense. And so I think he's going to have to spread the ball around, and he's going to have to be on target.
And keep plays alive like he did on Sunday.
Yep.
Because he did that a couple of times on Sunday where it's like you thought he was down and he managed to get out and make a play.
Oh, Darnold's going to have a bad game just because it's a Vikings QB in Chicago. Okay.
So that's why I'm saying he's got to be the X Factor this week.
All right, Milo.
Okay.
I like it.
I like that take. I like it. All right. I'm going to go with the hitman himself. I'm going to go with Harrison Smith because it's a division game. He's going to go hunting season. And I think Cashman can get into his head, and Harrison Smith is going to be the one that benefits on the back end.
Wow.
So my second choice was Murphy.
I had Gilmore on as my second choice because I think if we get in his head enough, we're going to get some interceptions.
Yeah.
But I think I have to go with Smith just because it's a divisional game, and I think like most of the other people don't get the division game. Like it's not in their blood, and it's in Smith's blood because he's been with only the Vikings.
That's a good point to
I
understand
I think Smith's going to have a day.
That's a really good point. That understanding of the divisional, the toughness of those division games.
Yep.
And I was glad to see him get his interception last week.
Yeah.
Close it out. I had Akers on my list too, and I had Pat Jones, but I think Cashman is the guy. So
I mean, he is the X factor.
He's definitely been that guy.
If he's not on the field, we don't win.
No. I mean, honestly, I don't know what's going on. Is Dallas Turner hurt? Because I'm not seeing him anywhere.
From what I hear, it's that Pat Jones is doing so well. And because he's outperforming him. Which, I mean, as a rookie, I guess that makes sense. But
as a professional sport, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You're not entitled to anything.
Yeah. So I think it's because at least that's what I heard not this last week, but when they had asked him about it, he said he's just getting outperformed. And I think it's Pat Jones that's on his side.
As long as he's got a good attitude about it and he's working hard to get better, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. I heard
Make him hungry.
I heard this a long time ago as a player, and I tell my kids every now and then, it's not a normal thing, but as a coach, it's my job to put the best guys in the best lineup on the field. As a player, it's your job to make my job hard.
That's good.
That's a good one.
Really good. Yeah.
And Pat Jones is making that hard.
And they're making it hard, and he's the best. He's doing the best right now. So he's earned his way onto the field.
And I like that. I like that the Vikings are doing that. I like that the coaching staff is like, you know what, Dallas, first round pick, you think you have potential. You're not there yet.
Yeah.
You got to get better if you want more time. And he's going to get it on special teams, right? He can be a special teams contributor for a while and maybe show something there and then finally get himself on the field when we need him. But yeah, that's good to know. I wasn't sure what was going on with him.
Yeah, that's what it was like a couple weeks ago. B-Flow, he was asked about that, and he said he's just getting outperformed. It's not anything. It's he's a rookie, and everyone else is more knowledgeable in the positions, and they're just making plays, and he's learning. And it's not that he's bad. It's just everyone else is so good.
Yeah.
So, which, yeah, it's true.
Well, I'd like to switch up the order tonight because I'm really just want to get, honestly, I just want to get the love out of the way because I know we're going to have it. And I told Dan he only gets 5 minutes of this love tonight.
You're going to start the timer?
Oh, here we go. That's an awesome quote. Never heard that before.
So you are ready to roll.
All right. It's in the next of time. Yeah, I'm loving this. I've been saying, like, this, the way he played this last week is the quarterback I expected to see. Because he's moving around. The throws he's making and made on Sunday were insanely accurate. Like one of the ones to Vele was just like, you have one spot to throw that ball, or it's either intercepted or batted down. And you have one spot. And then props to Vele and Franklin catching the balls as rookies.
Not dropping them like
not hitting their hands and dropping them. Mims Jr. had a day. But, I mean, he's spreading the ball around. Sutton got catches. Mims got catches. Vele, Franklin, like, everybody's getting involved. And it's one of the great things about Nix is that Nix is going to step up. He doesn't care if you're supposed to be so good or whatever position you're supposed to be in. If you're not open, you're not open, and he's going to spread it around. And props to the play calling, like, as much as I don't want to give Peyton any credit.
No one does. No one who wears purple and gold ever does.
Is they called the right offensive plays. They're running the right routes to tear apart their defense. And Nix was making the right reads. If you look at it, like going through and watching all his passes, is everybody was like dissing his footwork for the first few weeks. Check out his footwork in this game.
Well, the one pass he threw to Sutton. The
one-footed running off to the side.
where he pulled it down and once and then got it up and just threw it in the perfect spot.
Yeah.
And somehow Cortland Sutton caught it, which, I think they should have a parade in Denver because he managed to hold on to that.
Right?
Yep.
But that was one of those passes when you're watching a rookie say, wow, that is growth right there.
Yeah. And to me, it's that's the Knicks I expected to see.
He went from everyone making a joke about getting drafted first round to now being in the conversation for rookie of the year.
I heard praise for him all weekend long from everybody.
It's insane. Dan's just sitting here like, yup.
Bring it in.
What did I say?
Bring it in. I love it.
He's now the second best rookie quarterback in this draft class.
Oh, hands down. And if things
he's going to be third next year, but
if they keep trending the way things are going, he's going to overtake Jaden Daniels. Because Jaden Daniels hasn't been producing as much.
That's fair.
They think Daniels might be playing hurt, so we'll have to see.
He went out that week with oblique or something.
Yeah.
So, it wouldn't surprise me, but if Jaden Daniels keeps playing on it and Knicks keeps doing Knicks things, that he'll overtake him.
Yeah, it's very possible. He's been playing. He's improved almost every week for the last month.
Yep. And I think he's gaining. Well, I don't even know if it's him as much as it is Peyton and the other offensive guys are gaining more confidence in Vele, in Franklin, in Mims. And they lost a lot in Sutton. And so now he's spreading the ball to the rookies, and the rookies are performing. And I just want to see, like I said, they're getting their opportunity and they're shining. Now let them cook, let them eat, feed them, get them the ball.
And now I'm starting to believe that that's really what Sean Payton wanted, not that he was just blowing smoke. Like maybe he really did want this kid.
Yeah, he's a.
Dan's like, he did. I knew from the beginning.
He's a good quarterback.
He's much better than anybody gave him credit for.
Except for Dan.
I thought he was a system kid.
This is right on. He had some rough weeks in the beginning, but this is on par with what I expected.
I thought he was a system guy out of Oregon who was a little older than most, and he wasn't going to make it, but he did. He's doing well.
Now let's not get ahead of ourselves. We got games left.
Right. So we
Block
can
it happen.
So we
Have you yet?
Yes, I think.
Okay.
But so they've got time to blow it still. So it's still. Yeah. I'm celebrating this current success. I'm not going to say
last 2 weeks.
I'm not going to say I told you so to anybody yet. Until we get to the end of the year.
Yeah.
Because this could be the fluke kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, granted, this is probably going to be his best game of the year, but
he played really well against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And he played really well this last week. So.
I mean, stat-wise, game of the year.
Oh.
4 touchdowns, 307 yards.
Yeah, that's a big week.
I will say
84% completion rating.
Mina Kimes did a segment on Bo Nix against the Atlanta defense. And she said if there's any game he's going to have a really good game against, it's Atlanta defense. And I want to say it's because they bring the least amount of pressure. And he's really, really good when he doesn't have a lot of pressure in his face. So it would make sense that he had such a good game this last week because Atlanta's defense doesn't bring the kind of pressure that makes him fumble or makes him, not do very well.
I would say.
But I think he overachieved what people expected him to do.
Jake guys.
Let's go.
Nice. What's up? I would say he had more time to pass this week.
Because they don't bring as much pressure.
Overall in general. But
so do you think that means when we play Atlanta?
Some of the better passes were him getting out of the pocket.
Okay.
All right, we've given him 7 minutes now, and I'm starting to get twitchy.
All right,
Okay.
Dan's done.
Just
When
saying.
we play Atlanta, do you think Sam Darnold? I think Sam could have a better game than Bo Nix.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he's capable. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, they ran the ball a really decent amount.
So let's
think
see how those two match up when we play Atlanta. I think we'll have a great. Thanks for checking us out.
We got like 3. We just picked up. We're up to 3 people right now.
Woohoo!
I like it.
A record for us, but we get people that watch us after the show. It's some people. It's tough to get here live. So if you're here, check us out. Shoot us some. See what you did, Dan. Now we have to. Now Dane's comment.
We have more weapons than Nick does, so he's agreeing that we will do better. I get that. In
that sense, nearly everyone has more weapons than Nick.
That's fair.
That's true.
I think Darnold is a better quarterback than Nick, so I think we're gonna have a great game. And who cares?
He's not. You're right. He hasn't lately.
Those are fighting words.
Yeah, but Darnold does have more passing yards than Nick's right now.
But Dan keeps talking about Knicks. Cora, get defensive quickly.
Okay, all right. So after the game last night, and Hunter had just this insane tackle, and it's so weird to see him, ironically, in 55, which I'm wearing a 55 Vikings jersey. It's weird to see him in a different color, different number, all that kind of stuff. I thought to myself, who won the trade? Or who won the letting Hunter go and getting Grenard? So I looked up some stats, and honestly, I think we won so far. As of right now, I'll caveat with the fact that this is a career year for Grenard.
Yeah.
This is not a normal year for him. In fact, he is hitting some stats that it's like a career already, rather than, he still has 6 games left to go, and he's already hitting some really good stats. So he's had 31 combined tackles, 23 solo, 8 assists, 7 sacks. What's that?
Nothing. Keep going.
And his contract is $76 million for 4 years. Now, Hunter, he is not having a career year. His stats are definitely lower. I don't even think he's on par for having similar stats. We're about halfway through, and he's at 30 total, 18 combined, 12 assists, and 7.5 sacks. He's on a $49 million deal, 2 years. So, based on those numbers and the fact that Grenard is literally having a career year and Daniil has not performed up to what I would assume their expectations are for him, as of right now, after 11 weeks, I think we won that. And I hate saying that because Daniil Hunter is one of my favorite Vikings players.
Oh, yeah.
And I was curious, and Grenard is killing it.
I like you getting into the financial side of it because that's right up my alley.
And Grenard's about $19 million a year. And I'm not getting into all the incentives and that kind of thing, but Hunter's $24 million. So I'm not bitter or sad that he left, because I do feel like the Vikings kind of took advantage of his loyalty, his injury, all that kind of things, and kept him on deals that were less than what he was worth. So get the money, get the bag, whatever. But Grenard is outperformed outperformed anyone's expectations.
Oh yeah, we didn't. I thought he was a nice piece. I didn't expect to see this production.
Now,
People were talking about him getting like a surprise cut
Yeah,
in the beginning of the season, like out of training camp. And now he's like shine. Yeah, they were.
Oh,
And now he's like an integral part of this defense. I don't know what B-Flow is doing, but all of these little pieces that he has brought in together that I think next week I'm going to look into like Cashman's stats and Van Ginkel's stats and just see how many people are having career years. Because I feel like there's so many.
yeah, agreed, Jay. Now, what I wonder is B-Flow's
Defense
is his defense contributing to Grenard's success?
I think yes.
Right? And is now that Hunter's not a
He's
part
not
of
leaving.
it.
He's not leaving, Jay. He's staying.
Is now that Hunter's not a part of it, is he not seeing success because he's not part of B-Flow's defense?
But he wasn't. He was only part of B-Flow's defense for
2 years,
a year.
1
a
year.
year.
1 year, because the previous year was he who shall not be named.
Yeah.
Under his umbrella, Ella.
But I don't know. I think Hunter's not going to have as much success because the support around him isn't as great.
No, the Texans' defense is good.
Yeah, but overall, I mean, compared to the Vikings,
They were last year.
that's true.
I mean, we can also talk about Hunter's a little bit older and he's a little more beat up too.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. He's just
Yeah,
an
that torn
insane-
pec might be acting up a little.
Yeah. I've never torn a pec, but I'm pretty sure it's not pleasant.
Things can be true. That's fair. Yeah, I am going to. That's my segment next week. Anyone listening, my segment next week, I am going to look at Van Ginkel's stats, Cashman's stats. We'll look at Murphy and Gilmore. I'm going to look at all their stats and see how they stack up to previous years. Because I honestly, I don't think anyone expected this defense. No one expected this defense to be as good as it is, because so many are like, oh, this Mod Podge defense put together. But like, I think that's the whole point.
Should we lead into your segment next week with a song by New Kids on the Block, maybe?
Sure.
'Cause they're all the new kids.
So that's it. I think we won. I think we won that.
Yeah, I believe you. I think so too. I think we got just all the production, a lot less money, and I don't think he's as beat up as Danielle is.
And
Yep.
I will say he probably has a little bit more to prove, because, he's only making 19 million a year. Got let go from his defense, rather than where Hunter was like, all right, fine, we can't match that offer. You go get your money. He probably has, maybe that's, tying into it a little bit. I'm going to prove him wrong.
Something to prove. That's a good
Yeah.
point.
I love
All right.
defense. All right, let's go.
Let's
Take
go.
it back.
Valhalla back time.
How far back we going?
We're going to 1993.
Ooh,
October
black.
25, 1993. Monday Night Football with Dan Deerdorf and Al Michaels was in there. And I think Gifford was still around. There's some really cool stuff I'm gonna throw in that even isn't even totally related to him. The game opens, right? You know how they open up with usually Hank Williams Jr. now?
Yeah.
So that night they start with Amy Grant, and she has this song she had in the 90s was called Baby Baby. Changes the lyrics specifically as a Vikings fan to Vikings lyrics for the opening credits.
Nice.
The Bears are the first one on the board. 12:53 to play in the first. Kevin Butler hits from 37 yards out. This was set up by a Curtis Conway kickoff return to the 47-yard line. Fuad Reviz, we talked about him last week. He ties the score on the first drive of Vikings drive with a 39-yard field goal. We're even at 3. Then this rookie running back named Robert Smith for the Vikings. You may have heard of him. He wasn't even wearing his signature number 26 in this game. He had number 20. He had a 26-yard touchdown, first TD of the game. The Vikings take a 10-7 lead or 10-3 lead with 5:06 left in the first. This set up by a fumble recovery by Carl Lee. Butler hits a 29-yard field goal later on. That was set up by a 31-yard Neil Anderson run, then a 15-yard Chris Conway run on a reverse. It looked like the Bears had actually scored a touchdown on this drive, but they were called for an ineligible man downfield. Oh, bad. Too sad. Yeah. Later on in the second, Butler hits a 55-yarder right after the 2-minute warning, a career-long kick for him, and the lead is 10-9 Vikings. Fuadrevies, though, before the half, 25 yards out, the Vikings went from their own 9-yard line on this drive right before the half, and the Vikings take a 13-9 lead into the locker room.
Let's go.
Early third, Vikings get called for an offsides on a missed field goal by Butler from 48 yards. On the next play, the Bears, in their infinite wisdom, try a fake field goal. The pass was thrown to Butler, of all people, who was wide open. And as a kicker, he showed his kicker hands and dropped the ball.
Of course. Of course.
He would have caught it if he used his feet.
Yeah, it was just bad. So in the third quarter, Audrey McMillan for the Vikings, a 22-yard pick six of a Jim Harbaugh pass. The Vikings go up 19-9 on that. It looked like McMillan was the intended receiver. That's how bad this pass was. And in typical Vikings fashion, Fuadrevies misses the extra point. And this one was only a 20-yard extra point. So he had no real excuse. Right. 19-9 Vikings. And actually, it was a third. I take that back. There was a holding penalty on the Vikings before the extra point. So it was a 30-yard extra point that he missed.
Perfect.
Butler makes his fourth field goal of the game from 35 yards out, cuts the Viking lead to 19-12 with 7:58 to play. Then the Bears go on a march from their own 25. And right before time would expire, Jack Del Rio would drop back into coverage, pick it off in the end zone. Game over. Vikings 19, Bears 12.
Let's go!
Woo! Give you some stats on this one. Vikings quarterback Jim McMahon, a paltry 14 of 27 for 90 yards and an interception. Robert Smith, the rookie running back, had 80 yards on 14 carries and a touchdown. Barry Word would chip in with 78 yards and 17 carries. The team in the game, 165 yards on 34 carries. Our top receiver, CC, Chris Carter, 5 catches for only 31 yards.
That's crazy.
Yep. Del Rio and McMillan each had the pick. John Randall, 3 sacks. Chris Dolman, 2 sacks. On the night, Jim Harbaugh knew what that grass tasted like by the end of the game because he was brought down 9 times. The Bears would not convert a third down until the fourth quarter in this game.
Wow.
That's how stifling the defense was. Now, why did I pick a 19-12 Monday Night Football game? Jim McMahon, the punky QB who won a Super Bowl with the Bears, this was his first trip back to Soldier Field as a Viking. He hadn't been back there since. The Vikings picked him up as a free agent this season, and it was his first game back there. So that's why I picked it, because he went back to Soldier Field and somehow led the Vikings to a win while throwing for under 100 yards. And that is this week's Valhalla Back.
Let's go. Love it.
Lots of defense this week.
I think a lot of defense. I think you just have to pick games with a lot of defense for our Valhalla Backs, because that's the theme.
Yep.
Until we can get some slinging.
Honest to goodness. Well, I mean, the last couple of weeks I had some offensive shootouts. So to get a defensive struggle was kind of
9 sacks.
Maybe that means we're going to get an offensive shootout and start slinging the ball
There's
around a
absolutely
little
no way Caleb Williams is going to have an offensive sling out with Sam Darnold.
This might be a gutty, gritty game again. And I'm loving it. Jay, you are awesome. Jay is commenting like a fiend.
That's great.
And Milo is commenting along, and I think I hope they liked the segment.
It's the best segment.
It's the best segment.
This is the best segment.
It's something I guess it's like me just living what I always wished I could have done, kind of thing.
That's fair.
Games. But it's fun, and the research is a blast to go through these games. So I appreciate you guys indulging me for that time. I think it's time to make our predictions, and then we might have time for a Nostradamus tonight if we get these predictions in quickly.
I don't have a food-related Nostradamus.
No.
So.
Do you have the one you came up with?
What?
The Nostradamus.
I have one, yeah, but it's not food-related.
No, because we had a good one. And it wasn't that, was it?
I don't remember what it was.
Okay, predictions. John, what do you got?
Predictions. You're not going to like me today.
Oh.
Not going to like me. This is our third consecutive road game. We haven't been home. We've been on the road for 5 of our last 6. We have struggled to win these last 3 games against teams that are pretty much inferior to us. This is
inferior in every way.
Yeah. This is a division game on the road against a team that's going to be mad about losing last week.
Yeah, Jay, we do need the offense to get there.
He's right. Jay is right. So, unfortunately, I must do this. I am wrong. Bears 23, Vikings 19.
Ooh. You did it.
Stop.
Oh.
Jay wants me to stop.
Yeah.
Can't believe it.
Now, I've only picked against us twice this year now.
Yeah. That's fair.
And what happened the first time I picked against us?
You were wrong.
Nope.
You should be wrong this time.
I hope I'm wrong this time.
The first time you picked against us against the Lions?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
I just have a bad feeling about Sunday.
Go for it.
All right.
So make everybody who's listening feel better.
I'm going the opposite way.
42-3.
I am a true psychotic Vikings fan.
Let's go.
Okay?
The man who put this 42-10 in that Rams game.
Yeah.
42.
I throw all logic out the window. I think we win this game 34-13.
Okay.
I think we get to Caleb Williams and get in his head, and he's interception city. Like, I think we give them a reason to put in their backup.
Oh.
That is bold. That's
bold.
Yeah.
That's bold.
That is bold.
Considering he wanted to pick Murphy for the star of the game, and he also, okay.
Yeah. And I think we say screw to the road logic, and screw being on the road so much. Let's go play a divisional game and lay it down.
All right. I like it.
Milo, Tyson Badgett wouldn't play with 51-3.
Well, I mean, that might have been a little out of line, but I still think we have a really good game. I think we get in Caleb Williams' head, and I think he panics and he starts throwing fits on the sideline.
So we have me, the pessimist for the week. Dan, the incredible optimist for the week.
Yeah.
Am I going to be the realist?
Is Cora going to fall in the middle somewhere and bring us both back?
All right, I am going off of my beginning of this season predictions. I am not going to stray from them, even though they haven't all been correct. I am going to stay with what I predicted, which was we win against the Bears. Because I think we win against the Bears even more after the game that they had. All hail the paper.
All hail the paper.
Yes.
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 Yes, so I have us winning the beginning of the season. I wrote down every team win-loss record, 12-5. That was my beginning of the season prediction. I felt very foolish saying 12-5. I don't feel foolish now.
Nope.
So I think we beat the Bears, and I think it is. I think it's gonna be another like offensive struggle, and I think it's gonna be that is a little aggressive. I think they're gonna end up going, and I think we're gonna get at least maybe one, maybe two defensive touchdowns.
Ooh.
That's a bold prediction.
That's gonna be my prediction.
Wow.
That's gonna be my prediction. At least one, maybe two. I think maybe Smith could come in hot this week because it's a rookie quarterback against probably one of the most seasoned safeties in the NFL.
But what's your score?
I'm going to say 24-16.
So our offense is only going to put up 10 points.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, like I said, it's going to be a little bit of an offensive struggle.
That actually tracks.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of an offensive struggle. I don't think Sam's going to find his groove, and the defense actually is pretty good for the Bears, but I think our defense is going to be better, obviously. But I think we're going to have one, maybe two defensive touchdowns.
Look at Cora go.
Let's go. And I'm putting it all out there for Mr. Harrison Smith because he needs something. I mean, he's not been doing bad by any means, but like I see like the last few years, I just want him to like end on a high.
Yeah, I would like to see that too.
Man,
He's my favorite.
To never drop off.
We were just talking about him yesterday, and it might have been this morning. I was talking about him. I said he's my favorite guy on the team right now, and I don't have a Harry jersey, so
I know.
If somebody wants to hook me up with a Harry jersey, I'm all in.
Maybe we should all get it for Christmas. We should get a Harrison Smith jersey, and that should just be what we wear every single podcast.
Just wear the Harry. It's like it's all about the Hitman at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Those are our picks. We got time. I think we can do this.
Let's do it. We'll be quick.
Mine's not food, so we won't go on a random.
Yeah.
All right, then let's get it out of the way. Let's get it.
What is your dream vacation?
Oh, you don't. You really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
30 days in Orlando, Florida with the mouse, staying at the Wilderness Lodge with a Savannah view.
Nice.
All expenses paid. Of course, because it's a dream vacation, right? I want to eat at the best restaurants. I want to eat. They have a thing where it's like $130. You can eat out on the Savannah. They have like a patio. You just have your dinner.
30 days.
Yes, 30 days.
Yep.
Yes, Milo, 30 days. You need to show
right
up more because you would know this, that's not even long for me.
That's all retirement.
Yep.
John would love to retire.
In a heartbeat. If I could retire tomorrow, I would be all in, and I could spend 30 days on there. Yeah, I would want to do all that stuff. That is my place. And pop over to Universal for a few days, too, because that's an awesome park. That's me. That is my dream. And I've been there 22 times? Might be 23 times now. And I didn't go once until I was an adult. So
Nice.
I made up a lot of it. That's my place. It's my happy place. How about you guys?
My dream vacation would be 2 weeks in the Grapefruit League, and
Grapefruit League.
Yeah,
yeah,
What is that?
spring training.
training.
Oh, okay.
And then 2 weeks in Arizona, 2 weeks in the Cactus League.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I would love to go spend and just see as many games as possible, see all the players. I would love to do that because you see everybody in a matter of 2 weeks. You see more than just the 26-man roster, 25-man roster that's going to go play in the MLB. You see the AAA guys, you see AA, single A, you see the rookies, everybody that's playing, and they're all meshed together.
It's fair.
2 weeks in the Grapefruit League. You know what? As a baseball guy, I grew up baseball. I could see that. I think that'd be a fun time.
Yep.
And
I'd want to do 2 weeks in Florida, 2 weeks in Arizona.
So you go Cactus too?
Yep.
Nice. I don't think that's Cora's dream vacation. So you guys may have to go separate vations.
Not so much, but I would go.
She would come with me, and I'm going to go on hers.
So you made I had a different one, but you made me think of something else. So I'm going to say this one. There is a Disney trip you can take that's like a private jet, and you can go to all of the Disney theme parks, and there's like exclusive locations you get to. Like there's one for Star Wars where it's like Jedi training or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like private exclusive on all of the theme parks. I would do that one. I think that would be my dream vacation because you're going to you're going to multiple countries. You get to experience all of the, different things at Disney with all of the locations, and you get like exclusive little tidbits, and then you get to fly on a private jet.
That works for me. I've done some of the tours and stuff behind the scenes, and they're all really cool. I like it.
They are.
I like it.
So in high school, I went to Disney in California. I did not see Dan there.
Nope.
But I was very much a band nerd in high school, and I was on a jazz band, and we played, we actually got to like do a really cool experience where we went into a recording studio and we played for a Disney short. So like our music was the music for the Disney short. I don't think like we were the professional editor or anything,
right.
But our band director got a copy of us playing in the digital short. So we got we were part of it. So that was really fun. We got to go backstage, which is really weird.
That is, well, I had one daughter who worked there for a couple of months before COVID, and the other one did march down Main Street with her high school band.
Nice.
So she got to play it on there too. So it is. And I got to be in a parade. They pulled me out of viewing the parade and said, "Would you like to hold the banner at the back end?" And it's like, why, yes, I would like to hold the banner.
Once in a lifetime.
Yep.
So I got to march in the parade too. And I ate it up. I waved to kids and everything and people watching. And it was kind of like, yeah, that's right. I'm in the parade.
Yeah.
Look at me holding the banner.
Holding the banner. I'm the back end of the parade.
Heck
Once you get past me,
Let's
there's
go.
nothing left.
Hey, you having fun? Yeah, you're having fun.
I'm it. Once you see me, it's time to go and hit your next ride because it's over. Fun stuff. All right, I got a question.
All right, let's hear it.
We're running late and it's food related, so this might be our
Uh-oh.
Gotta
longest
be
one
quick.
ever.
Gotta be quick.
So let's see how quick we can keep it. What is your favorite part of the Thanksgiving food?
Oh my God,
the
we
meal
can't. We can't. I could be here for days.
You can only pick one thing. Your favorite one thing. That's it.
Green bean casserole.
Green bean casserole.
Dan, you can have all my green bean casserole. I think that's just a crime against green beans.
but
Jay likes stuffing.
Have you had it with the French cut green beans?
Probably.
Yeah, it's a crime against green beans.
Oh no, because it's just
Green bean hot dish.
Oh, you get like, yeah. I'm from California. It's a casserole.
What is your topping on your green bean casserole?
Oh, the fried onions.
Yeah, definitely a crime against green beans.
Chorizo and bacon. What?
Ooh.
That's the way you eat something right there.
That needs to come out.
Send it.
What?
I want it.
Chorizo and bacon?
Yeah, man. There you go.
Yeah. It's
that's stuffing.
I love
Dan
chorizo.
loves chorizo. And we don't get good chorizo here like he did in California.
No, I miss it. I miss chorizo. I miss tamales.
We have good chorizo places here.
Ceviche. If anybody's got a good ceviche recipe, send it.
Hey, Milo, why don't you try the chorizo and bacon? There you go.
I'm from Bakersfield.
On the green bean casserole to kill the flavor. Corey, what's your favorite?
This is going to be kind of weird, but my favorite, I wouldn't say it's my favorite piece because I love all Thanksgiving food, but it's the integral piece you have to have in order for it to be Thanksgiving food. Homemade cranberry sauce.
So you don't like the stuff that slithers out of the can?
No. It's got to be homemade. And I think the people that we go to Thanksgiving with, the Belayas, I'm pretty sure they have like she's this amazing chef, but she puts like orange juice in it. And I don't know. Her cranberry sauce is best. It's not my favorite Thanksgiving food, but if there is no homemade cranberry sauce, it's not Thanksgiving.
I grew up with the ocean spray, pop open the can.
Yep. No, if it doesn't go, it's not right.
If I don't hear that air pocket, man, I don't care.
No.
For the longest time, I would call that jelly. I'm like, can I have some jelly?
Oh my God.
Look at Milo's saying it's controversy. Milo, we are all about the controversy on this show.
Place, it's different.
And most of our controversy is food related. So.
Yes.
Yep.
Right, well, I've got a favorite, and it's something my mom makes.
Okay.
Now, my nephews love my mother's rolls. They call them Nana rolls, and her rolls are great. But
ooh, the rolls.
Yeah, Parker House.
My mom makes a chocolate ice cream pie.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's made with chocolate ice cream, but it's not ice. It's more like a pie filling, like a custard than ice cream when she's done.
Okay.
Yum.
Homemade pie crust, and her pie crust is elite.
Jay, are you going to come out with some Thanksgiving popcorn flavors?
Oh, Jay knows I make popcorn. I'll talk about that in a minute. And then you've got to put Cool Whip on top of it.
Oh, of course.
Not whipped cream, which is okay. You can do that. But the Cool Whip is the key to this pie. My mom makes it every year. That is the highlight of Thanksgiving dinner for me.
Yum.
And it's to die for. It's the best. So that would be my one piece that I need. Cool Whip. Jay, you're awesome, man.
I might have to change mine to Parker House rolls.
Yeah.
Old family recipe. Grandma made them, and then she passed away. My sister would make them.
Now I make them.
Now my sister gave her the recipe, so now she makes them.
Nice. And I'm sure they're fantastic.
Oh,
they are the only thing that I bake that I have not messed up. Every time I make them.
Every time.
Every time I make them, they're good.
Oh yeah,
but
grandma's.
Everything else.
What's the place in Staten Island? That's the Nona's kitchen or something.
Nona's kitchen.
There's a new restaurant where it's
so
just grandmas make food.
It's in Staten Island, and these grandmas like sign up to come in and cook.
They're only open on the weekend.
Only open on the weekend, and they come in and they cook their family.
Yes, that's it.
Notice Kitchenette. They come in, they cook their recipe, and then they just walk around and they give hugs and talk to everyone. Yeah,
I want to go.
Yeah,
that sounds cool.
Catch a Yankees game and then
figure out how to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay wants to know about. So I don't have a specific popcorn I make for Thanksgiving, but I'm into the Christmas popcorn season coming up.
That's fair.
I'm doing a Christmas party cake popcorn for Christmas. I'm doing. I'll be doing peanut butter cup popcorn for Christmas. And then a couple other flavors probably. I might do a raspberry cheesecake flavor this year.
Ooh, okay.
I've made it before. It's good.
If you ever do a raspberry white chocolate, we might buy some from you.
I actually
or donate to get some.
Yeah, that's the rule, right? Somebody I work with requested the peppermint white chocolate, so I'll be making that one.
I'm game. Who do we donate to?
I crush those peppermint puffs. I crush them into a powder and mix it in with the chocolate and the peppermint extract and all that stuff. And
I like it, Jay. I grew up a Lakers fan. Me and Jay need to become best friends.
Well, you're on socials.
Yep.
Jay's pretty cool.
Yes.
And actually, Milo and Jay, you guys are awesome for showing up tonight.
Thank you.
We are well beyond our normal time, and we go long usually anyway.
Yep.
So I think it's time to call it a night. And again, we are thankful for Jay and Milo for showing up and chatting with us. We do this every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
Yep.
And we usually have a lot of discussion about food, which is...
We save it for the end.
There's some food. There's normally something about
defense.
Baseball.
Yeah. Dan finds a way to get baseball into the mix, and it's a lot of fun. And we want you guys to show up every week. So tell your friends if you liked it, and if you didn't like it, tell us, and we'll make it better.
Yeah. Please.
All right, skol us out, guys.
Skol. 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 Skol.